Hello everyone, my name is Gaurav Singh Rathod, pursuing BTech from Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to discuss the topic what is break and continue statements, what are the two basic groups of data types in a JavaScript. So what is break and continue statements? The break and continue statements are jump statements that are used to skip some statement inside the loop or terminate the loop immediately without checking the test expression. These statements can be used inside any loop such as for loop, while loop or do while loop. So break statements in Java is used to terminate for the loop immediately. When a break statement is encountered inside a loop, the loop iteration stops there and control returns from the loop immediately to the first statement after the loop. Basically, break statements are used in situations when we're not sure about the actual number of iterations for the loop, or we want to terminate the loop based on some condition. So here is the syntax, some statements and the break. So in Java, a break statement is majorly used for to exit the loop, use or civilize from go to, terminate the sequence in a switch statement. Using break, we can force immediately termination of loop, bypass the conditions expression and any remaining code in a body of a loop. So when we use break statement inside the nested loop, it will only break out the innermost loop. So here is the example program. In this we use the break statement class GFG. In this public static void main string args, initial loop is set from 0 to 9 for I in I. Initial expression I is equal to 0, I is less than 10 and I plus plus. Now terminating the loop if I is equal to 5, break. So system.out.println I plus I. System.out.println out of the loop. So in this example we can see that if the condition I is equal to 5 is satisfied, the loop is terminated using the break statement. Here is the output 0 1 2 3 4, then out of the loop. Continue statement. The continue statements in Java is used to skip the current iteration for a loop. We can use continue statement inside any type of loop such as for, while and do while. Basically, continue statements are used in a situation when we want to continue the loop but do not want to remain in statement after the continue statement. So the syntax is continue semicolon. So using continue statements we can skip the current iteration of the loop and jump to the next iteration of the loop. So here is an example program. Class GFG public static void main string args, initial expression using loop for I nt I is equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. If the number is 2, skip and continue will use. If I is equal to 2, continue system.out.print I. So here is the output 0 1. Since 2 is skipped using continue, 0 1 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. So there is difference between break and continue statements. The break statement is used to terminate the loop immediately. The continue statement is used to skip the current iteration of the loop. Break keyword is used to indicate break statement in Java program. Continue keyword is used to indicate continue statements in Java. We can use break within the switch statement. We can't use continue within the switch statement. So the break statement terminates the whole loop early. The continue statement brings the iteration only. It stops the execution, but in continue it does not stop the execution of the loop. So what are the two basic groups of data types in JavaScript? So basically in JavaScript we have two types of data types, which are primitive and composite. Data types in JavaScript are stored in program like string, number, boolean, or these are primitive, and objects, arrays and function, which are all types of objects, are called composite. So primitive data types in JavaScript, the primitive data types is data that is not an object and have no methods. There are 7 primitive data types: string, number, bignit, boolean, undefined, symbols and null. So boolean data types represents a logic entity and can have two values such as true and false. And the null type has exactly one value, that is null. And in undefined data types, the variable that has not been assigned or a value the has the value undefined. And in number data types has only one integer and two representations. 0 is represented both minus and plus. 0 is an alias for 0 plus. So and the bignite type is a numeric primitive in JavaScript that can represent integer with an arbitrary precision. With bignites you can safely store and operate and large integers even beyond the safe integer limit for numbers. So a bignite is created by appending end to end of the integer or by calling a constructor. So the string type is used to represent textual data. It is set of element of 16 bits unsigned integer values. Each element in a string occupies a position in a string. The first element is an index 0, the next is 1, so on. So the length of a string is the number of elements in it. So string can be created as primitive like using string constructor. This is an example: constant string 1 a string primitive, constant string 2 is equal to all string. And for numeric data type, this is number 1 2 3. So in bignite values, sometimes just call a bignite. It is a primitive created by appending end to the end of the integer literals or by calling bignite constructor. This is an example of boolean. We use var keyword var x is equal to new boolean. If this is the example. So to create a new primitive symbol, you write symbol with an optional string as a description. So this is let symbol 1 is equal to symbol. The above code creates 3 number symbols. Note that symbol 4 does not chorus the string FO into a symbol. It creates a new symbol each time. So the second type is composite data type. So the composite data type in JavaScript has multiple values which group together. It works the same as the objects in class. The objects and arrays are composite data types. Let us see with an example. So dipt.department.id. As you can see above, properties and methods are denoted using notation. The notation begins with an object name and ends with a proper name. Example, department is an object name and this department ID is a property name. So object properties can be any of the 3 primitive data types or any abstract data types such as another objects. So object properties are usually variables that are used internally in the object method but can also be globally visible variables that are used throughout the page. So the syntax for adding a property to an object is object name dot object property is equal to property value. So this is an example of a composite data type. So with this we should conclude our PPT. Hope you like it. So with this I would like to thank you.